Do you want here in Vermont, pawns are revered as servants of the Arisen, but not so here in Batal. There, they believe that some divine flame will protect them and dispel the dragon, and that pawns embody misfortune. In that regard, our countries couldn't be more different.
I'm yours to command, Arisen. Where to next, Arisen? I'm not sure I've any idea.
Now I've gone and stepped in it.
It's just another day.
We're running low on everything, from provisions to crafting materials for weapons and armor. We've had a hard time procuring goods, what with all the monsters lurking on the roads of late. I sent Marcus to gather what we need, but I've just taken stock, and I fear the list I gave him was incomplete. What say you? Could I trouble you to run an errand for me? You'll be paid, of course. Glad to hear it. Here, take this list of additional supplies to Marcus. He ought to be somewhere north of here. Hand him the note, and he'll take care of the rest.
I'm dead on my feet after today's training. Aye. Is there aught you require, sir? The best quality a soldier can have.
And nary a coin to show for.
Just doing a little exploring here. See if I can find a mage.
Fancy a gander? I find goods for sale. Well met. Would that the gold would only rain down on my head. Always a pleasure.
Hail! You a soldier? 'Twould be a surprise to see you arrive in one piece, if not. Hordes of monsters have been plaguing this area of late, you see. We've had to start sending out new recruits to cull them.
Is that so? Who went yonder?
Lachlan. But I dare say he'll fare all right.
Aye, I expect he will. Who was sent out that way, then?
Ricardo. To be honest, sir, I'm a little worried for him.
What? Weren't harpies reported in that area? I can't handle those beasts on his own.
This is the first I'm hearing of it. Fie! I want to go to his aid, but we can't just abandon our posts. Say, you seem stout of heart. Would you be willing to go in our stead? 'Tisn't far, only a short ways out from the main gate. You've my thanks. And Ricardo's as well, I'm sure.
We have been called upon to render aid. Let us make haste. You can weather a harpy assault unaided. Shall we hasten to Sir Ricardo's rescue? I know where that person can be found, Master. This way.
The vanguard is yours.
There are 4 commands that the Arisen can use to direct their pawn companions, and their effects vary according to the circumstances in which they are used, such as when in and out of combat. This The best way to get a feel on each command is to observe your pawn's response and course of action in various situations. Go instruction Go instructs pawn to act independently of the arisen during combat. It directs pawns to spread out across the battlefield. It can also be used to request assistance with carrying out an action, to request guidance to a location, or to instruct a pawn to resume guidance that has been interrupted. To me, instructs pawn to approach the arisen. During combat, it directs pawn to fight by the arisen side. Wait, instructs pawn to remain where they are until they are given a different command. During combat, it directs pawns to cease attacking and focus on aiding the arisen indirectly. Help instructs pawn to prioritize support, healing, and recovery.
That's Kozar hand. Hard to pin the fiend in place.
Aptly said.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
If we mastered that attack, we would be invincible. Over so soon? Why? We seem to have come through unscathed.
No doubt, this triumph will spur us into the next.
Who are you? Come to aid me. Seal. UK sent you to watch my back, did they? It's not the first time I've caused them worry. Is that all of them? Yeah, you have my thanks. I do not believe for a moment I could have slain those creatures without your help. I've only just enlisted, and when I thought this could be the end of me, I was paralyzed. You saved me this time, but I won't always be so fortunate. I'll have to train harder, till I have the confidence to face such beasts on my own. Well, I'd best be heading back, but I'll be sure to let my superiors know of your good deed. I hope we meet again someday.
Do we report back now?
I pray my efforts aid your cause. Are you fit to travel? Then let's not dawdle.
Pawns are awarded badges as a mark of their accumulated knowledge and expertise, whether that be proficient in combat or experience exploring. Pawns with badges are more helpful to the arisen in the world indeed. Monster badges are awarded to pawns who have defeated a certain amount of a particular type of monster. Such pawns are by then so experienced with the creature in question that they know the best way to defeat it and will offer beneficial advice to the arisen. Field badges are awarded to pawns who have camped a sufficient number of times in a particular region. When adventuring in said region, the pawn will display their knowledge of the area by offering beneficial advice to the arisen.
Here, if you please. Do try to keep me in your sights, Master. I shan't lead you astray.
I've a knack for gathering items, and am ever on the hunt for new finds. I'll gladly try out any useful mechanisms I espy.
Right, just follow me. Our road was a long one, but here we...
Hail, friend. Many thanks for aiding Ocado. 'Twas a relief to see him return, and none the worse for wear.
Aye, that it was. The poor sod might not have made it back alive had you not intervened.
'Twas a bit too early for him to be seeing actual combat. That much was made well clear. We'll be extending his training period. The instructors here are well known for whipping recruits into shape with their grueling regimes.
Speaking of training regimes, I must admit I've half a mind to ask you to join us. We could use someone with your experience.
Could you come over here? Errands are wearisome work, indeed.
I only hope the recipient is pleased with our work.
I suppose 'tis so.
Perhaps this will seem of little consequence, but something to note. None of our number are trained in the healing arts.
Have you considered becoming a mage yourself, Master? Right, I see. That's a relief.
That's everything assembled. A job well done if I do say so myself. Oi! Did you need something? This is from Sir Geoffrey, is it? Let's have a look then. Why? He wants these as well, does he? I thought I was finished. Why should I have to do all this on my own? I've got plenty to carry as tis. Say, your arms look free. You can handle that list in my stead. And make haste. I would depart for the encampment even a moment sooner. Well, go on. You know what to do.
You can combine two materials to create a new item. When combining, you can either choose the materials individually or select a combination that you have previously tried. You can also prioritize the inventory you want materials to be taken from first, the arisen or the pawn.
Where ought we to begin our search? The items on this list can be crafted by combining certain materials, and I happen to know where they can be found. I can guide you to the vicinity of our destination, Master.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
Follow me then, unless you doubt my sense of direction. The items on this list can be crafted by combining certain materials, and I happen to know where they can be found. I've a rough idea of where our destination lies. Shall I show you there, Master?
Well, if you...
How goes it? Have you gathered everything on the list yet? Haven't you anything for me yet? Well, you best get to it then. How goes it? Have you gathered everything on the list yet? Haven't you anything for me yet? Well, you best get to it then.
Here, if you please.
How goes it? Have you gathered everything on the list yet? Haven't you anything for me yet? Well, you best get to it then.
It's clear you're not interested in arriving at our destination, so I'll hold off on guiding us there for now.
Perhaps the Arisen has recalled some more pressing business. Fret not. I'm sure we'll come back to this, eventually.
I suppose we'll be wanting to report back now.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
Our road was a long one.
How goes it? Have you gathered everything on the list yet? Brilliant! I knew I could count on you. Here, take this for your trouble. I'll be heading back to the encampment now. They'll be expecting me.
Now that we've delivered the items on the list, I suppose we ought to report back to Sir Geoffrey. Ah, yes. I know just where to find this person. Follow me.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on. No one's coming to assail us. Mayhap we've scared them all off.
I cannot help but ache for a scrap.
Here at last.
You'll have to excuse me. I have a job to do.
Oi, many thanks for passing on that list to Marcus for me. As I hear it, you even assisted him in gathering the supplies. I hope 'twasn't too much trouble. Anyway, you've been a great help. I hope I can count on your aid again should the need arise.
Our efforts have seen the encampment resupplied, and Sir Geoffrey with one less care. A good deed all round.
Aptly said.
A visit to Melve might jog your memory, Master. It seems the village yet reels from the dragon's assault. Follow me, Master. I shall guide you to the location.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
Look, Master. A treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
Life's been pretty kind to me.
Come to think of it, some masters rearrange their party at the drop of a hat. One such arisen dismissed me after only half a day of service.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Tread carefully by the water's edge. The brine lurk in deep waters, rivers, lakes, and seas, and will instantly consume anyone or thing that wades into the mist. If this fate befalls the Arisen, they will be revived momentarily, but there are the exceptions. Pawns will become forfeit, and all other living creatures are met with an immediate watery death. Debilations are negative statutes with effects that range from inflicting damage at steady intervals to making the target vulnerable to specific types of attack. They are not exclusive to the Arisen and their pawns, but can be inflicted upon their enemies as well, granting a fierce edge in battle and applied wisely. Consult each deliberation entry for more information about it. So I can't swim.
It's not worth writing home about.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure.
We've got goblins!
Caution would be wise, but we ought not let it halt us in our course.
That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise.
No doubt this triumph will spur us into the next. An unlikely location for a path. Mayhap it leads to a hidden hoard of treasure.
I've a feeling 'tis best left untravelled. Am I the only one?
This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
Mayhap we ought to return for a rest when we're in need of one.
If the Arisen has a camping kit to hand, they can pitch their tent by the remains of a campfire found at set spots throughout the wilderness, much like staying at an town in town. Resting at a campsite restores the party's health and stamina and recovers the lost gauge. Adventurers who seldom return to town should be sure to keep a camping kit in their packs, lest exhaustion overwhelm them. Camping also affords the opportunity to grill meat, granting a boost to certain stats upon consumption. The finer the quality by the meat, the greater the increase you can expect. Before setting up camp, it would be prudent to eliminate any foes lurking nearby. Neglecting to do so only heightens the chance of an ambush while your party is at its most vulnerable. Time is an ever-flowing river in this world, and the activities and behaviors of its inhabitants reflect this. People are unlikely to remain in the same place all day long and may only appear in the morning, at night, or in midday. To pass time, you can either stay in an inn or make use of one of the special seats found outdoors in set locations. Come nightfall, you will be able to see no further than the ground at your feet. In the onset of darkness summons fearsome monsters not seen by day. Explore the wilderness after sunset at your own peril, and be sure to have a lantern in your pack. Some items that can be gathered will change over time, such as by ripening or growing more flavorful. There are also items that, if allowed to age just long enough, it will be more useful when combining materials. However, you should keep a close eye on raw items in particular, as consuming anything that has aged past its prime is likely to have unpleasant side effects. Certain objects and structures that can be destroyed by your attacks will regenerate after a set amount of time has passed. Similarly, fruits, berries, and other gatherable flora will grow back after time.
Night time already. I thought it was rather dark.
Step lively. Journey by starlight shall make for a nice change of pace.
Ready to forge on?
Guess I'll try. Going out at dark.
Would that such tranquility could last.
'Tis as you say.
Rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
Try not to get hit. Let's do that wind of the waste.
Ah, he killed me. Well, I definitely wasn't ready to go out during the night.
A visit to Melve might jog your memory, Master. It seems the village yet reels from the dragon's assault. Then follow me. I'll lead the way.
Our adventure continues.
Off we go then.
Ready to forge on?
So, the path splits here.
Do we decide based on our experience or trust to our instincts?
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
Try not to get hit. Let's do that vim go to waste.
If your main pawn becomes forfeit, you need only touch a ripstone to return them to your side. You cannot enter covenants with other pawns while your main pawn is forfeit.
Is your pack slowing you down, Master? Pray, bear in mind that you can only carry so much by yourself. This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations. Perhaps this will seem of little consequence, but some masters rearrange their party at the drop of a hat. One such arisen dismissed me after only half a day of service.
Each to their own.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say. traits mesh well together. Each of us is suited to a different task.
Capable comrades are a boon indeed.
I suppose 'tis so.
So this is Melv. The scars left by the dragon's assault are plain to see. Mayhap a walk through the streets would help jog your memory. When the Arisen appears, so too does the dragon. 'Tis an immutable truth of this world.
'Tis as you say.
Focus your strength, Arisen!
Over so soon? Why? We seem to have come through unscathed.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes. When tasked, be sure to avoid open flame. I'll gather this. It might be of use. We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness. You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
Halt! State your business. We've orders to keep this gate sealed till the Watchhead returns.
I see our goal has changed. I would not presume to direct our course, but do let me know if you require a guide.
I'm sure there's a very good reason for this detour. We must respect our master's wishes.
I need to go get my main pawn.
Forgive me, Arisen. I cannot join your party till your pawn rejoins you.
We've a choice of where to go, but how to know the path best traveled?
What are we tarrying for? Onward, I say!
Now seems a fine time to sort through your belongings, Master.
If you've anything edible, I'll gladly lessen your burden.
What must needs be done?
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently. Oh, I didn't see you there. Well, I suppose I was preoccupied with my thoughts. Thoughts of you arisen, naturally.
There's no easy thing making townsmen
Fancy a gander?
There's no easy thing making a living as a soldier. Yon path leads not to our destination. If you would prefer to explore, I shall guide you another time.
Perhaps the Arisen has recalled some more pressing business. Fret not. I'm sure we'll come back to this, eventually.
Pitiable Arisen.
Well met. Hope to see you again.
No purchases.
Well met. Why not buy your wares here today, sir? Hope to see you again. Oi! Bring me a...
Oh, you're not one of us.
Hast thou forgotten thy destiny, thy charge? That is most unfortunate. But it doth not release thee from thy fate.
Climb up its tail.
This moment forth, thou art arisen, charge and all.
Can you hear me, sir? Sir, stay with me. Thank goodness. How are you feeling? This is the second time I've watched over you like this, isn't it? You do not remember? Then have you forgotten that you protected me from the dragon's flames? You withstood the fire in my stead and were well and truly charred. 'Twas terrible. I had thought your life forfeit. I could not hear the beating of your heart. But you hung on, and by some miracle, survived. Arisen? I'm afraid I don't understand your meaning. Does it have aught to do with why you were taken to the castle? They said 'twas so that your wounds could be treated, though I fear you have no memory of this either.
I am of the Border Watch. Someone with Arisen-like abilities came to this village, horn in tow. Know you aught of this?
Has he come for you? We are to part so soon, then. Mayhap you will visit me again someday. Till then, take care. Arisen.
Ah, excellent. You must be the one. You match my soldier's description. I'm glad I found you. The ruler of Vermont, currently convalescing in the capital, became arisen here in this very village. If you claim the same, then word must be borne to the capital. I dispatched a missive before coming here, though I doubt the matter can be settled without your presence. Would you be willing to accompany me to the capital? If you truly are arisen, you will be received with open arms. Oh, but forgive me. I scattered my soldiers in a bid to find you. I would not depart without them. We shall have to wait till they are reassembled. Come to think of it, Sir Leonard was asking after you as well. Mayhap now would be a good time to speak with him. Last I saw, he was having a drink at the inn.
We may benefit from pursuing the information.
I think this one really arisen. Doubt.
Oh, have you some business with the apothecary, sir? Dreadful sorry if I was in your way.
Oh, no, I'm not lost or naught, sir.
You needn't worry yourself on my account. I'm an apothecary in training, you see. My family runs a little shop in Vernworth. So when I heard tell of a medicine only to be found in this village, I thought I'd come and fetch some for us. Made the journey all by myself as well, if you can believe it.
But, well, as luck would have it, I've not enough gold for the medicine. 'Twill be a shame to return empty-handed after coming all this way. But what more can I do? What? You'd do that? You'd get the medicine for me? Suppose there's no harm in that. If you're really sure. Oh, sir, I'd be most grateful.
Seems my luck's not as rotten as I'd thought. I'll wait right here for your return, sir. And many thanks for your kindness.
We could make the fruit robberant ourselves, or simply purchase some at Rune's apothecary here in Melve.
I think I get the idea.
Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit robberant for me? Oh, so this is what it looks like. Brilliant. Many thanks, sir.
I haven't much to offer in return, but I'll be sure to tell Grandfather what you did for us. He'll want to reward you proper-like, I'll bet.
One could not have hoped for a gladder outcome.
Well met. You're the one who saved Ulrika's life, aren't you? She told me all about it. It was a very brave thing you did. I'm in your debt. Ulrika's as good as my daughter. Here, consider this a small token of my gratitude. Now, tell me, are you registered with a guild? Perhaps you already know this, but registering with a guild will grant you access to specialized training, which comes in very useful when pursuing a vocation. Well now, that won't do. You need only speak with the innkeeper to register. Go on, 'twill only take a moment. If there is aught you wish to know of vocations, mayhap I can advise you. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the sword and shield. Fighters favor a balanced approach, excelling in both offense and defense, and can adapt to any situation. I am a fighter myself, and should there come a time when you impress me with your prowess, I might be willing to impart unto you some of what I know. Naturally, it is a vocation for those who seek to master the bow, an exceptionally useful long-ranged weapon. At close range, however, a bow is nary more useful than a walking stick. Aye, the secret to being a successful archer is maintaining distance between you and your foes. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the mystical arts. Magic. Mages can cast a wide array of offensive spells and aid their allies with magical support. However, the more powerful the spell, the longer one must spend incanting it. Thus, a mage is unlikely to last long on the field of battle without allies to protect them. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the dagger. Such blades lack heft, though this grants them the advantage of speed. Thieves favor light armor, which leaves them more vulnerable to attacks than those of other vocations. Their talents depend upon their finesse and ability to compensate for the length of their blade through sheer agility. Should you dedicate yourself to a vocation, you will find that new paths to master will open up to you over time. Try them as you like. Very well. There is no wrong choice in any case. It is entirely up to you which vocation you adopt. But I shan't take up any more of your time. Pray, be well.
The Meister's teaching is the most powerful skill that can be acquired by each vocation. Learning a Meister's teaching requires that the use of a special tome, which you will receive if you impress the vocation Meister with your abilities. However, the true potential of the skill can only be realized by those whose vocation rank is high enough.
See, our goal has changed. I would not presume to direct our... course, but do let me know if you require a guide.
I'm sure there's a very good reason for this detour. We must respect our master.
Here at the inn, we also offer changes of vocation for those who seek it. I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
All manner of vocational procedures can be carried out in the guild hall of vocation. Out in the guild hall of vocation guild. Okay. Changing vocation. Changing vocation. If you've unlocked a vocation, you can change to it at any time. Unlocking the vocations requires discipline, which is acquired when defeating enemies and completing quests. Skills. Each vocation trains different skills, and you will be able to learn new skills as your rank within your vocation rises. Learning skills requires discipline. Core skills can be employed from the moment they are acquired, but weapon skills must be equipped before they can be used. Augments. These are special abilities that can be equipped regardless of your current vocation. Augments are acquired by spending discipline and are active from the moment they are equipped. You can equip up to 6 augments at once. A broader variety of augments will become available to you as your vocation increases.
Always a pleasure.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
So this is where you've been. Come with me to the village entrance. The Watchhead's waiting for you.
Shall we seek some answers?
He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhaps his time I went looking for it.
This is a powerful weapon. A single bolt loosed from it would carry tremendous lethal force.
Let us make use of this during battle. I've no doubt 'twould catch our foes unawares.
Well met, sir.
For one day.
I'll go and open the chest.
Hale, if you've a moment to spare, I'd like a word. As you can see, we're rebuilding. A task that can always benefit from another pair of hands. What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent. You're a good sort. I'll not soon forget this. Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're yet to cause any harm, their proximity makes the villagers uneasy. I'd like to enlist your aid in driving them away. I've prepared some explosive casks and left them by the village entrance. Use them to send the saurians scattering.
A saurian nest so near the village is worrying indeed. Let us see the explosive casks there, as quickly as we may.
I suppose 'tis so.
Ah, you've returned. Good timing, too. I have questions for you. First and foremost, will you accompany me to the capital? My thanks. Are you ready to depart, or do you need some time to prepare? Very well. Speak with me once you've finished your preparations.
time to be heading home.
Always sets me to think of this place.
Over here, if you please.
You'll find the explosive casks by the village entrance.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Very well. Speak with me once...
Saurians!
Fire won't do much good here. Best try a different tack.
That was incredible. Never have I encountered such a strategy.
Well, well. I'll be surprised.
Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts reeling, at least. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison into their nest. With any luck, the Saurians will realize that they chose a perilous spot and steer clear of the village boundary in future. But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The villagers use that water on a daily basis. You must make sure your aim is true. Are we clear? Good. You'll find the jars of poison just outside the village. Toss one into the Saurian's nest, and your task is done.
Now we are to throw a jar of poison. Be sure to handle it with care, Master.
Expertly thrown, Master. I'd wager those Saurians will think twice about nesting here again.
Such moments make me proud to serve the Arisen.
You've done as I asked, I see. Many thanks for your efforts. And I must say, you've a fine arm. I couldn't have done better myself. Watching you got me thinking. Mayhap you've the sense to inherit the skills I possess. Or perhaps 'tis a little early for such talk. In any event, Thanks to the work you've done for us today, the rebuilding efforts ought to proceed apace. And for that, I'm grateful.
Our task is complete. Here we are.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Good. Then let us be on our way.
Let us see what you're made of.
You're well fond of picking things up, aren't you? Very well. I shall lend you my aid. You do seem to be in need of it.
Fair travel to Risen. I shall remember you, always.
Ah, good. I see the Arisen's found someone to handle our busy work.
Somehow my feet always...
Very useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
I say, we collect as much as we can carry.
The Arisen is the lawful ruler of Vermund. So it has always... Our kingdom sees many pretenders, and they are not dealt with lightly. Best hope you're not one of them. Regardless, you would do well not to invite my mistrust.
prevailed by the skin of our teeth.
We were overconfident in our abilities. It is a painful reminder that fortune will not always favor us.
Hold here a moment. I shall bid them open the gate.
Who's that you've brought with you, Watchhead, sir?
An arisen, by all appearances.
An arisen? Another pretender, you mean? I see the Sovereign's ascension has done little to stop such charlatans from plying their trade.
'Tis uncertain. This one commands the loyalty of the pawns.
What? Impossible. You know as well as I do that there can be but one arisen, and he's up in the palace.
I'm well aware of how preposterous the idea is, thank you. However, as I do not believe it my place to rule on such a matter, I will make my report to the capital. If the claim is false, we will be rewarded handsomely for our trouble. If the claim is true, however, who can say? All's been arranged. Come, let us pass through the gate. An ox cart was meant to meet us, yet 'tis nowhere in sight. Aught may have befallen it. Best we press on.
Naught compares to a real vow.
Is everyone all right? More marks of the dragon's fury. Its rampage must have weakened the earth here.
Have you forgotten something, Arisen? I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently. Master, goblins!
Caution would be wise, but we ought not let it halt us in our course. An exemplary performance.
Our combined might is beyond any foe.
I dare say the cart shan't be traversing this. Onward! It might await us on the road ahead.
Bother. I was just getting warmed up.
Was thrilling. I did not know I could feel so alive.
What's this? We're trapped.
Aye! A Cyclops! To think we'd encounter one here of all places.
Cyclops. Right. Be on your guard.
Nah, he killed me. Can't believe that happened.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize support.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager. I say we collect as much.
What's this?
Fire! A Cyclops! To think we'd encounter one here of all places.
Cyclops. Pray. Be on your guard. Feast your eyes on this!
You can grab a hold of a foe while standing by making contact with them while pressing R2. Once you have a hold of the enemy, you can push or pull them to draw their focus or knock them off balance.
The moment of victory is at hand. Let us finish this.
What was that sound? Fall back!
Let us finish this. Bring a fiend down.
The moment of victory is at hand. Let us finish this.
It's time we made for the capital to inform the people of...
You have my gratitude, sir. 'Twould seem I misjudged you. I had taken you for another false arisen. Goodness knows we see a lot of them. Yet the value you showed in coming to our aid has dispelled such thoughts. Here, take this, as a mark of my trust. Give it to one of the sentinels stationed at the gates to the capital, and you'll be granted an audience with Captain Brandt. You're free to make your own way to the capital now. I see no need to keep you under constant watch, and I'm sure you'll breathe a little easier as well, aye? Of course, if you'd rather continue to accompany us, you are still welcome to join us on the ox cart. 'Tis your decision. Ah, here's the cart now. Do you intend to join us? Very well. Board the ox cart and we'll be off.
Come to think of it, different masters favour different pawns. One whom I served preferred to have beastrons for allies.
Now there's a thought.
That ladder looks promising, but we'll have to drop it down from above. There is a chance of being beset by beasts or brigands in an ox cart, but I'm willing to take the risk to put my feet up.
They can be most convenient, though they travel only during the day.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
Let us see what you're made of! I'll make them pay for that. Gold as well as blood.
Would not be unwelcome for an ally to appear for once.
If we must. Let us finish this quickly.
No quarrel here.
Pawns are rendered immobile when their health falls to 0 and are unable to stir from where they have fallen without aid. If you leave your pawn in an immobile state for a prolonged length of time, they become forfeit and will be forcibly removed from the party. The Arisen can attempt to revive a pawn by approaching them and touching them. If multiple pawns lie immobile in the vicinity, the Arisen can revive them simultaneously. The maximum health of a revived pawn will be equal to the Arisen's remaining health.
I'm grateful to you, Arisen.
goblins! What rotten luck! We've need of your aid again, sir.
That's enough.
Naught compares to the thrill of victory. One cannot help but feel indomitable.
No doubt, this triumph will spur us into the next.
Seems we drove them off. You've my thanks for aiding us. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart, then.
I was informed of your coming would be arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first. It would seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one arisen. That arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermont. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the sovereign, the only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon you became arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, and in Vermont's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, Your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct Your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds. in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the sovereign in your stead. A mere puppet. However, with your majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear?
Alright, it's a good place to stop. Thanks everybody for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.